You know, here in Wairoa, I just want to mention the closing of the Glengarry Rest Home was a huge impact. There were people that were taken out of our community and moved to other centres, to Gisborne and to Napier. See, we're in the middle. And the DHB at the time tried really hard to bring that back, to help to keep it open. But that's our lot, rural health. And just quickly with Mum's story, it was 2017, we were up in Auckland visiting my sister, and right there in front of us, my mum had a stroke. She was just sitting quietly, but we could tell that she wasn't there and she didn't answer questions. So very quickly, we rang up St. John. Very quickly, they were right there testing Mum. Very quickly then, we were at North Shore Hospital. So way within the time, we got the service that my mother needed, and only because we were in Auckland. Then they flew her back to Hawke's Bay, to Hastings Hospital, and there was 6 more weeks of rehabilitation. So what I got to see was that Mum recovered really well, but actually it was because of my daughter and we both were able to recreate the cards that they used in Te Reo Māori, because my mother resorted to her mother tongue. So luckily we were there to translate for the therapist, who was a very young American lady, who showed Mum this card with a rope and expecting Mum to speak and say, "That's a rope." What my mum saw was a noose, and got really upset because she heard the American accent. She saw the shape of the rope. She got really upset. So I went, "Okay, right, Mum, we're going to end there right now." And afterwards I took her aside and I said, it was really inappropriate. You didn't realise, but my mum is of that generation that remembers the American cultural disaster. I don't know how to describe it, but the racism that was occurring way back in the early 1900s and right through. So my next step was, where do I find a Te Reo Māori occupational therapist that can speak Te Reo Māori? How do I find that? So I went to that guy, Phillips. He was the director of Allied Health Services in Hawke's Bay. I got a hold of him, and because his name was there, someone said, "You call him?" I went, "Okay, I'll call him." And I asked him, "Where can I find an occupational therapist who can speak Te Reo Māori?" I never thought of that. He goes, "I'm not quite sure I don't know how to find that. We've got many occupational therapists, but one who speaks Te Reo Māori. I don't know how to help you there." I went, God damn. So there it is, right? So we literally took over the therapy with our mum. Physical therapy, we learned from that therapist how to do that with Mum for her exercising, physical exercise, for also her cognitive, her mental. And no, she's got to an age now where my daughter has become her carer. And I'm so happy to see that, right? But we're in a position where my daughter's able to do that full time, where I now am able to support my daughter and my mum. But I'm just thinking there are so many whānau in Wairoa that don't have that. There are so many elderly, kuia karaua kaumātua, who don't have those options. And so being able to hear at board level and government level, to hear we're going to focus on Māori health, we're going to focus on equity for all, health for all, we're going to focus on rural health. I asked the question, how, when we've had to close so many services that are not available to our wider community? So yeah, it's that consumer whānau and community voice that I'm really interested in. It's not interested, really pushing that everyone must know their rights, the right to be respected, the right to have quality health care. In this day, you've got a right to have quality health care.